The purpose of this screencast today is for principals and superintendents as they are preparing to check the progress of their learners using the PGP Progress component of Bloomboard. So I'll model this using my Observer's account. And first you're going to go into the search bar to search for a learner. And you see my name and picture shows up. So each participant by this time has completed their PGP, and it's time to start thinking and working towards those goals that they've set. And so by clicking on the learner's picture, you will go directly to their dashboard. And to locate the goals, you're going to scroll down to where you see the sticky notes. And if you hover over the goal, you're going to see a gray box at the bottom that says View the Details. Click there. At that page, you're going to see the goal again and the components that have been tagged. And if you scroll down, you're able to check those questions that have been answered. I recommend that when you have that PGP meeting initially, probably the first time, because we're all still very new and unsure about PGP goals, is to have that meeting face-to-face and kind of work through those questions together, making sure that we've answered those correctly. If you scroll down, you're going to come to the PGP Progress piece. Now, the PGP Progress is, in my opinion, is one of the best things or best features about the whole Bloomboard platform, because now we have a little meat in our whole PGP Progress, whereas before we just wrote some stuff down on a piece of paper and we filed it, and nobody ever really visited with us about those goals throughout the year or even towards the end of the year. And so it really didn't change our practice. And I think with the PGP Progress, you're going to see it being at the forefront of teachers' minds or principals' minds, and they're actually going to be working towards those goals. So here at the bottom, you're seeing that progress. Now, to go in chronological order, you're going to go all the way to the very bottom, and you're going to see the date that Karen K. McMahon submitted this progress. And it kind of tells a story as they're working through those PGP goals. And so in this particular one, you see that she's made a comment. Her goal was to be more familiar with the political landscape and understanding the politicians and a lot of the bills on a state and national level. And so you see that she spent the spring contacting state and national leaders to forge a relationship. She sent a letter to Bruce Westerman, Senator Bozeman, and Senator Tom Cotton in regards to achievement through Technology and Innovation Reauthorization Act. And she even tells that she was contacted by Bruce Westerman. If you look at the, she's even uploaded artifacts here or evidence using the PGP Progress piece. And so if you click on those links, it'll take you to her artifact, and she stored them in Dropbox, it looks like. And you see this is a letter that she received from Bruce Westerman. And so you can hover in and you can highlight that and make that bigger so that you can actually read that and close it out, and you're back to the PGP Progress. Click on the second one. And this is the letter that she actually had written and sent to Westerman, Bozeman, and Cotton. So you can see that she is working towards that particular goal of understanding more about legislation and also the politicians that are in charge of some of that legislation. If we scroll back up, we see another one where she's telling the story. Governor Hutchinson formed a Common Core Council that toured the state to hear from constituents around the state. She submitted an application in order to be considered for that council. And so you can click on that artifact that she too has either created a snapshot and saved in Dropbox, or maybe she used a Google Drive. you see where she was filling out the form online. So that's an artifact that she's becoming politically involved in the process. And then the next artifact as it loads is an email that she received from two politicians, Deanne Vaught, which is a House of Representative, and Bruce Malek, which is in the Senate, in regards to using them as a reference, and it's their response that they would, be willing to be that recommendation for her. So I'm gonna close out of that. Come on up. You see that in light of the most recent State Board of Educations, I feel I need to be more knowledgeable of the Board of Directors and watch those meetings. I've placed the dates for the meetings on my calendar to make sure that I'm aware of when to tune in to watch. And so for that, you have a link to one of the meetings that she's watched. You have a video project where she's added some things that that the co-ops are working on in regards to also telling the story of what our cooperatives do and how that we can work and partner with the State Board of Education. And then the last one is where she's researched the state board members. So she's bookmarked that and made that to tell the story that she is learning who is on that board in case she needs to reach out to them in future events. Okay, and you close out. The last one is another story about the NCLB rewrite, caught up in turmoil around race and House Speaker, and she searched out that on YouTube, and she says, see a resource I use to keep up with the political scene. And so if you click on that, it's going to take you to a resource that she has, and it's Alliance for Education. So Alliance for Education is a place where she goes frequently to kind of find out what's happening on the the federal scene in terms of education. So if you look through her progress as a whole, you can see the dates. She started in September and she's added some things in October. And so you can tell that she's working through her goals. These could be things that you could have conversations about. And so if I wanted to maybe have a conversation, know that I don't necessarily have to have a face-to-face meeting. I could click here on the dialogue bubble, if you will, and I could add a comment there in regards to her artifacts. And so I would just type in here, I see you are working on understanding the political landscape in education. And I could just make a comment, or I could ask a particular question there, and she would see that when she goes into her account. She would also get an email that would come up in her email as she checks her email that would say that that your observer has made a comment, and that helps to kind of keep the conversation going without necessarily taking up a lot of time to have face-to-face meetings. I hope this helps. If you go in and you find that your learners don't have anything in their PGP Progress piece, that's probably that they've not taken the time, or more importantly, they probably don't know how to use that piece. So if you would like to schedule me, Karen K. McMahon, to come and help your teachers with that piece, I'd be more than glad to do that. Just call or email to schedule an appointment. We can do that through a Zoom meeting. We could do that through a teacher's meeting after school, or a PLC meeting during the day. Hope this helps. If not, please let us know.